I'm going to be right back.
Reboot. Hello. You can tell me to shut up, Father.
Okay, well, we'll start. Yeah, we'll get started soon here. Everybody in the audience, if everyone's talking, we will all break this again. So. I don't know.
Give them a minute.
Gotta get rock and roll to ya.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Just give them a minute.
Oh, you got a little bug. I got one too. Oh, somebody lost that bug. I'm back.
Since you're broadcasting, I went in like 2 other spaces and you were in all of them.
Oh, then his is working then.
Well, I don't know. I might have just been glitching it.
Do you have your
I
buttons?
have a bad headache right now.
Mika?
Huh? I'm sorry?
Do you have your buttons now?
Oh no.
You put it to my event.
I'm just copying and pasting here, so give me 1 sec.
In 16 days.
Oh my god, Schmitzek's here.
Try.
Schmitzek. Hey, VR allows for like an infinite amount of space. Does it really need to be like this tiny space?
It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Not just narrowing the perspective so
Just
the
saying.
ghosts don't have to
Mika.
look everywhere.
Well, see, in
It's
the
not like
army,
you can
that's what
smell our
they
body
said.
odor or anything.
In the army, that's what they always told you, was staying close to it and make the other person
Aw.
smile.
I thought they
That's
said
a
not
fact.
much.
It's a pleasant smell, don't get me wrong, but there's potential for
It smells like
Smells.
patchouli and ass.
Schmitzek has an incredible
And
odor.
it's open. Yes, open.
I love your odor, Schmitzek.
That was a
Incredible.
reference to,
Wow.
Streaming?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh.
Oh shit.
Alright, here we go, guys.
I was sitting
Yay!
here like waiting. I was waiting for intro music. We don't have music. It's all there. Anyway, hello guys. Welcome to the Hive. It's super exciting because I'm totally prepared for the show. I have a monologue and I'm going to say the monologue. We're going to say things. We're going to say, whatever, and you're going to say things back. Perfect. Anyway, so I want to give you guys some updates that I'm going to totally just make up on the fly here from Allspace. I don't speak for them, so I'm going to speak for them. As you know, some things have happened on the campfire. Things are kind of breaking a little bit. Just remember that they were bought out by some company, and they have to go to said company's place. So things are just kind of, some company. The things are just a little bit awkward right now with the, not getting to your friends list and all that, but not to worry, they'll be up and running very soon here. Let's just stand by them and give them some support. So how about some emojis for them, because I really do love them, and I know they're working super hard. Except Schmitzek here, he just kind of stands there. But anyway, that's some love for the alt space people. I also want to say there are a lot of new people out here in alt space that I've been seeing, which is so cool. In fact, I got like my first troll in the campfire. I'm like, it's so awesome. Because it's like really cool when people are like talking about you. Anyway, he was just like a total jerk, like he called me names, and it's so awesome. And so I'm really excited. But I'm not encouraging you to be a troll. I'm just saying like it was really cool that I had one, like, hey. Anyway, so yeah, lots of new people in Outspace. I'm really excited for all the things coming up. I know some people have kind of come up and asked if they can do events. And yes, you can. I'm not in charge of the events. I don't get paid to do this, so I can say all kinds of shit, like it doesn't even matter. But if you want to do stuff, you can email events at Allspace. And please do not message me while I'm on here. I cannot respond to you, but hello, those of you who just said hello to me. You can also email Lynn at Allspace. She will help set you up with your event. And that is that. I don't really have much else to say other than, did you guys order your Windows sets? I got the Samsung Odyssey and I'm really excited. Yay!
Vivian,
megaphone on?
I got when you say
Yes.
Afford it.
it's getting it sent back.
Is it?
It is on, but Ghoster said I was really loud. So am I not really loud? I can get louder.
You're pretty loud.
Nope.
No, you're
Okay.
fine.
I am fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Put me a little deeper in your ear there, buddy. Just a little bit deeper.
Just
Okay.
Ew.
turn your volume up.
Too soon.
I did. You know, it's guys. So much pressure. I'm trying to do a show. It's like I just
Vince,
get it. Just
try
like,
coming back in, Vince. See if that works. You can get on there.
Okay, let's get back to the show. All right, guys. So I didn't make anything up today because it's all in the love of improv. Hi, Spore Boy. Thanks for the sad faces. It's good to see you too. I'll see you back in VR chat very shortly. But today we have the people of Mindshow. Have you guys downloaded Mindshow on VR yet? Yes. I better see hearts. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, the people who are not paid by me but work for me have done it, so that's good. But about 5 people did, because that's about how many people follow me on Twitter anyway. Don't worry, you're going to learn a lot about it because we actually have the Mindshow people here. But let me tell you a little bit about it. It is actually a very cool program. It's free. You get it on Steam, and it's kind of like a acting experience. So I'm terrible at improv, but they kind of set you up with these characters, and you beam into them, and you just kind of say your lines. So we do have some snippets from people in the audience who sent some in. But here's a video that we have of Mindshow. You can watch a little bit about it. Explain it better than me.
Share and experience shows in VR. Choose a set. Place your props. Pick your characters. Bring them to life. Record your performance.
Crash landed on a alien planet.
Play it back. And share your show. It's a whole new way to tell stories. And this is just the beginning.
Mindshow.
That's pretty awesome. Yay, aren't you guys excited to do some acting now? Yay. Right? Yes, look at the hearts. I wish that it was actually not free. I get some like kickback for it. But anyway, so we're going to want to download that. But we're going to have Mindshow people come up. We're going to talk with them. We're going to play some improv games with Just John afterwards as well. So just hang tight here. I'm going to bring up Luke, who's the co-founder and lead designer for Mindshow. Yay! And then we're gonna bring up Jim, who has the best name ever. Jim. He is a senior designer. And no offense, I just met you guys. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. But I'm gonna bring on my favorite Mindshow person. Anyway, he is a campfire specialist. So let's bring up Dorman.
Hey.
It's your birthday.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Swap. I jumped ships.
I
Got a
thought
little
you
weird
were
about
gone,
this.
Dorman.
Dorman, come over here with your hot voice next to my left ear here, the sensitive side. Thank you. All right, and guys, you can come a little closer. It's okay. Okay, I'm just a girl. All right, come on, a little closer. Okay.
There's not very many women in VR. Still adjusting.
No, there are a lot
I
of
want you
women
to
in
have
VR.
my kids, Dorman.
He gets
anyways.
so much. He doesn't miss you that much, okay?
I've been in here for like a minute.
That's how love happens in VR. Really fast. But you know what? There is a lot of guys on here, so I'm just gonna bring Megan up here for absolutely no reason other than to just even out. You're just gonna stand right there, look pretty, don't say anything, mute people from down here. Cool, awesome. So anyway, guys, thank you for coming. This is actually really cool because you guys are legit We are not. We just are a bunch of people who just mess around online. So I'm really excited to have you guys here. So let's. Oh, hi.
Working on it.
Yeah, you got it.
Kind
You
of gain
got
your
this.
bearings.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's do some VR stuff.
Touch your
Here,
toes.
show them the awesome skills, guys. You know, just a little bit of, all right. She can't. She doesn't have hands. But anyway, so you're good. You're good. Okay. All right. Let's hear about Mindshow. Let's hear the story of how it started because I know it's still a new release.
Totally, yeah. So Mindshow started, we were actually incorporated like 3 years ago. So we've been around for a little bit, but we actually started out making kind of a film editor for VR. And at one point we realized this is super fun and we should make this a thing that anyone could do. So we ended up pivoting from doing kind of professional tools and started making consumer software. And that's where the magic of our acting system came from, is the idea that you could just record yourself in real time with avatars like we're doing right now, and then make videos out of that, put them on the internet, share them with your friends, all that business. And that's kind of how we came to be.
That's awesome. Videos on the internet. Who knew? Anyway, well, that's awesome because I don't think there is anything really like it in VR. So that's the exciting part, is making these little shorts. Is there?
Thank you.
I don't know, you're kind of bopping your head a little bit. I think it's kind of
There's some stuff. We're mainly we're the real-time one though, where it's instead of kind of setting keyframes and all that, it's really fast. You just record yourself in first person in real time, and that's kind of what makes Mindshow different from some of the other kind of animation tools out there in VR right now.
Yeah, we want to make it feel like you're running around in your backyard with sticks, pretending that you're playing laser swords.
Yeah. Laser swords TM.
Yes, TM.
Right. Some people end up using Mindshow with their kids, which is pretty cool because it's that intuitive that a child can just kind of pick it up, and it's kind of works for that because it's really just bringing out their creativity and going back and forth with someone you know.
Mm-hmm. Lots of dad jokes.
Oh yeah.
Really? Okay. Well, I've actually
dad jokes for all ages.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was actually really excited when I saw it was releasing, and so of course I downloaded it and I tried it, but I'm terrible at improv or just talking in general, as you all know. For some reason, you guys keep coming back, but I'm forced to do this by the way, so I don't actually want to be here. But improv is definitely one of my fears, next to Pac-Man and actual horror things. So I will not participate in the improv stuff. But I do like that you set us up, and I could quietly think what do I want to say. I'll just think about it, and I don't have anything to say, but I stand there, and it's you guys kind of mask the voice a little bit too, so that kind of helps.
So have you made a Mindshow?
I do, but I'm not gonna show it to you because it's just silent. So,
silent films.
That's nice.
I actually was
it's a
going
whole
to
genre.
submit it, but I literally am just okay, stage fright. No one's even watching. It's a little bit. I'm just, I'm not a good commercial for this. My palms are getting sweaty. It is very cool and it is intuitive. And I used it on the Vive, but you can use it on the Rift as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically.
It's okay. Yes.
It should work.
Technically, right? Sure. Okay. All right. I'm lying. I used it on the Rift. Gotcha.
No, we're on Steam VR right now. But if you have a Rift, it should work.
Yeah.
I use it on the Rift. Not a big deal. Really, the only thing is, just one of the tool swappers. You kind of flick your analog stick, and that seems to make it work a little bit better. But using it on the Rift is kind of nice because the microphone's a little bit more upgraded compared to the Vive. So I personally use the Rift. Don't really have any issues with it, even though it's not officially supported.
I have a Rift at my desk.
You like the Vive? I'm just kidding. All right. Well, okay. Here's the big question, though. All right. I'm going to ask it is getting it on other devices as well, for our friendly, lovely gear users here.
All the gear peeps.
All the gear peeps.
Don't say anything.
Yeah. So, it's it's definitely in our long-term plans that we want to be on a wider range of platforms. One of the things that we think is important, though, is that we dial an experience for one device so that it feels great first, and then we move on to other platforms. So we're trying to make it magical on Vive first, because that's, first of all, everyone is at least to some degree able to walk around in it. Like you can at least like lean and take a step, and that's really important for acting. You want to be able to like gesticulate and fling your arms around and do silly stuff. And Vive is currently the best platform for that because of the fact that it's the Lighthouse setup is just by default supports room scale. The barriers for Rift are a little higher for that, and of course for mobile are much higher. So we're starting with the platform that supports what our thing does best, the best. That's kind of our thinking, and we do want to expand. No dates though, or no commitment yet,
love no commitment. That's
we
my
do want to
thing.
expand to other platforms.
We're currently evaluating our platform slate. But it is important that, you know, the product we're working on now, we're still a pretty small team, and we are focused on making it really easy for people to go into VR and make something. And, you know, we do believe that the power of 6 DOF controllers is pretty important to that. But also we recognize there's a lot of people out there with kind of headsets and the 3 DOF stuff, and you know, we're looking at it.
Well, you know, I was just trying to be nice to the gear people, but you should just get a VR thing. Like, enough already. Yep, see? All right. I mean, that's the fun thing. You know, our producer here who does all this like prop stuff, Ben, every time I'm like, oh, Vive is the best, obviously, because it has best tracking. He's like, I have 2 sensors and it works just fine. So he is always like, fine.
Sore
Except
subject.
that whatever, right? It's all right. Anyway, but you know, we have all these other headsets coming up as well. So hopefully down the line we get a little bit more support. But
A bunch of other
game
Steam VR
itself-
headsets coming up.
Yeah, no, the game itself is like super intuitive to use, and it is a really well designed. It's like it's cute, and it's like one of the only VR games that does not make me like scared. I don't even know how to explain it. Like,
Doesn't make what VR games do make you scared?
well,
What have you
there's
been
this
playing?
new one. Well, there's like this one like an octopus bar. It's like you go in, you have like bear claws, and then like an octopus is like fanning, and then they have you open a box and chickens fly out, and
What? It's the Sulu experience? Like what is
it's so scary. I don't like
Yeah.
scary stuff. I know it's Halloween.
Alright.
It's like the worst month ever. I just don't even want to
Okay.
deal with it. It's like okay. Sorry.
I have not. You have bare hands? I want to try this now. What?
Yeah, come on, bare hands.
No.
We need bare hands.
We need
Yeah,
a bear
but-
character now.
We need to get bare
I
hands.
will say the tutorial with the
But
alien
then-
though did kind of scare me a little bit, but overall,
spoopy.
very beautiful, a beautiful game.
Have you been
so.
in the mansion yet?
Oh, God,
Seen
no,
spooky
no.
skeletons?
Why would I do that? No, no.
Steering clear of that.
Mhm.
No. I do love watching the videos though. So do you guys have any like fun favorites of what people made?
I really love the first time someone used the chicken as a stand-in for a corpse, and they were trying to
Oh, yeah.
resuscitate the rubber chicken.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was
That one
my
was really
favorite.
good. Yeah.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
I saw one the other day of this guy who, there's one kind of environment where there's this kind of pinata on like an operating table, and it is like an open, its stomach's open with candy there. So, and someone decided to get inside of it and like pop their head out of it, kind of like
Oh, that was
Alien, and
good.
the candy
was
goes
really good.
flying everywhere. So it's like a PG version of Alien.
I mean, really any scenarios
When we start making a new asset, we always have kind of a process of trying to find out that's like going to help people perform, right? And I'm talking specifically about like the characters, environments, the props, not the content that we make with them, like the starters you see in the home space, like the operating room and stuff. When it comes to the environments, characters, and props, the goal there is to make stuff that helps people perform without having, anxiety about it. We want to take the attention off of the fact that you have to record yourself doing silly stuff with a blindfold on in your living room or something. Like, there's a lot of layers of crazy to what we ask you to do in Mindshow. So the idea is to provide characters that kind of get you to be a little silly in an environment that provides a context for you to do something silly. So, for example, an operating room with a pinata, the thinking there is it's it's a scenario that everyone understands. Like everybody has kind of seen
You've been
one of
there,
those,
man.
yeah, like you've seen one of those like really hardcore like, oh, we're losing him, Doctor. Oh no, we need to save him. Like the everybody recognizes that scenario, so we put a silly spin off on it, and it kind of makes things a little dorkier, a little bit easier to engage with. So that's the thinking there is always start with trying to make performance easier. And then that's also how we decide one asset over another is like which one helps players to kind of get out of their shell a little bit more.
All right, those are good. Real quick though, Luke, does Luke sound good to everyone?
I just messaged him. I think, Luke, we're getting a little bit garbled from you. Just open up your menu and try rejoining this room. That should fix it.
I will do that.
Or maybe he was
You're underwater.
Being back into the
But
space.
I heard what you said, and it was great. Everyone heard it, right? Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. No, it was good. Actually, we'll wait for him to come back, but because I was, oh, there he is. No, that was fast. And just remember to toggle back on. Isn't the fun thing about VR is like it's so like, you know,
It's like,
I'm back a little bit. Like things happen.
It's like doing a
like,
talk show where you're also learning to speak, walk, and move.
Yeah,
It's like doing
right.
a talk show as a baby.
And get people to like care. They're like, why are these cartoons working? We're real people, okay? All right. So the camera. So actually, with that pinata surgery thing, you guys had Reggie Watts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, friends of Reggie as well, and we had him come in and make a bunch of shows that we then like kind of distributed out. So if you load into the app, there's a tab of pre-made feature shows that you can go and browse, and you know, some of them are made by Reggie, some of them are made by people in the Mindshow community, and you can download that show and then put yourself inside of it. So you know, I think we've seen people remix Reggie's kind of music
with Reggie.
make their own jams. It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you guys are out like in LA, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yep.
so you need more celebrities. We're gonna get some more like big
Send them our way.
there.
Yes, we have
Jim Carrey available.
we have
here.
bounties
Please.
out for mind shows made with Elon Musk and people.
I can get some people. Me, for example. No.
Right.
No. I don't.
Be a trick.
but yeah, that's awesome. That was really cool when we saw Reggie. I was like, oh well, he left all space and moved on to Mindshow.
He's doing everything.
Yeah.
He gets around.
It's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's actually really cool because I know that you know, industries, all different kinds of industries are really getting into VR in general. So I actually demo Mindshow myself in my real job that actually pays me, where I have to behave a little bit more. But because it's so easy and it's fun, you know, because I work with older adults, and you know, that's a simple thing. You know, just kind of make up the script and go with it. So that's great. Any other big plans to maybe like, you know, splice more clips together to make a full thing,
That'd be
collaboration,
really cool.
multiplayer? But you like these ideas? You want? I
Yeah,
know, I know, like
they would all be cool.
Contract work.
All right.
There's a future for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
I-
Great.
Yeah, like the community, we're really engaged watching everything on the, you know, the forums of see what people there's stuff that we're doing that no one's even asked for yet, because we're pretty excited for the surprises. Yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff on the way.
A lot of cool stuff. I love the vagueness. Which is all that Allspace stuff. Michael Dorman.
It's the same
Like-
thing, the same way I had to answer questions
Yeah.
when you would ask me
Yeah.
about all the juicy inside info about Allspace. Just
I
vague
never
and
asked.
walk
I never
away.
asked. I never
That
asked.
would be
Look,
cool.
I never asked.
Just
No.
we're looking into it. We're considering it. It's on the
Yeah,
horizon.
It's on the
We hear
horizon.
you.
I'll note it
We
down.
would all be
Down.
great politicians. We're
Right.
already
Yes,
prepared.
Absolutely. I've already voted for Schmidt-Tech, you know, or whatever. So, no, I get it though. You know, it's there's a lot going on. It's a new industry. Is there any particular industry outside of like gaming that you're looking for? I mean, obviously the obvious one is like acting perhaps, but
Well,
like
I
any
think
industry you think is good?
what super excites me about, well, I mean, I really like VR. A lot of the applications for VR right now are gaming focused, so it's cool to see places like, I mean, Mindshow, Altspace, other non-gaming applications that maybe gets in a wider range of people who wouldn't normally think that they'd be interested in VR. Like, you know, you do Exactly. You're now doing a VR talk show. You showed it to elderly people who probably wouldn't game on a console, but it makes sense for them in VR. So I think that's super cool. And I also see the potential for VR with Mindshow and other applications. Like Mindshow is almost in some ways feels like it's like democratizing animation. This process to make a 3D fully rendered short, used to took, might have taken years and you had to rig the characters and all this. And now someone can pop in with barely any experience and, make this thing really, which I think is super interesting because it's going to lead to more diverse animated films the same way kind of music production has been just easier and more accessible over time. And we have a wider range of music because of it.
Is that correct, guys? Is that the president here?
I mean, that is accurate. Like all of they're true. But there's another thing.
So.
No, we're that good. We onboarded you so
fast.
One of
I
us.
want to tell them how
I
I got him this job, please. Like, because I was so like trying to get Dorman a job. So tell him how
I really
I
appreciate
got him.
that, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I'm recognized.
No, it's totally
That's all
good.
that
Like we're totally glad he's here. But one of the other things that has been pretty consistently resonating with people is like using this in a classroom setting, which is absolutely not something we ever once thought of while we were building it. But we get lots of
never
lots of misses from teachers. They're like, oh, our students are using this to do projects in and things like that, and that's pretty cool. I remember I would go out of my way to incorporate strange audio-visual equipment into all of my projects in middle school. So I hope someone's doing a book report out there in Mindshow right now.
Okay, on it. I'll get my daughter to do it. So she was like, all right, let me see this improv thing you got going on with this Mindshow. So you're right. I do think kids are gonna really enjoy it. It's easier for them to be silly. Like me, I can't do that. I mean,
why not?
People like they see me, they hear me. It's it's a thing.
Well, but they don't. You go into Mindshow and then they're like, you're an
alien.
You're an alien or like a cat.
I am an alien. How did you know?
Yeah.
It's a little too real, guys. So
I respect that. Being an alien is probably a little too real.
Exactly. Well, actually, we do have some clips from people who are not.
Let's check them out.
Working for you guys or for me at all. These are real people that listed online that totally did have their own free will. So let's roll that.
We can look up there. That's nice. I like that.
Uh-oh. Oh, I want to see it.
I am here as a friend of Alona Matra, who is your Facebook friend, to let you know that if you would like me, Sally, to wish your favorite child a very happy Halloween, a spookalicious one, please contact Alona Matra on her Facebook and ask for her to ask me to create a special message for your special child. Happy Halloween.
Is this VR doxing?
This is like your Target head Darth Vader call you to wake you up for Black Friday.
Obviously, I mean, look at me. I'm just gorgeous. This is an atrocity.
I recognize that voice.
Peachy? Hey, all right. Hey, calm down. What? Oh, shit. No.
That's good.
Yeah, Craig.
Lots of spooky mansion work.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
You've knocked over a vase. Oh no. Oh, I'm going to knock over this. I hit the skeleton guy.
No!
You're laughing. It's funny.
Good.
Not my second biggest fear. An American Twinkie. Oh no! Save me. Can I do American stuff? Does what they know.
Spot on impression, Craig.
Who's the scariest? You want to know who the scariest is?
Ooh.
Good.
Nice camera work.
Have you seen my beautifully manicured nails? Yes.
Okay, that one wins.
It's real good.
Yeah, well, I would, but it's the only way off this plane. Well, I understand that, but
Oh,
you
Jesus.
know, it's a little weird. I don't think I could. Aim for a river. Well, that's not the point here.
Shannon, do you see this? Do you see all this? Right here? Yes. This is unacceptable. You haven't been sharing on Twitter at all. Yes. You get that? I'm sorry, Vivian. I'll do better. No, I really will. Yeah, that's all you have to say. Really? I don't know
Oh, I'm so glad you made one,
what
Vivian.
else to say.
I didn't do that. I have a reputation.
Kiddo Sad Gamer Dad. Tomorrow night on the Hive with my friend Vivian, she will feature the developers from Mindshow. That is correct. The developers from Mindshow will be on there. So get on over to altspacevr.com, create an account, and I will see you at the show at 9 o'clock Central Time. Be sure to check out my new show over in Altspace, which airs every other Sunday night, or Sunday afternoon rather, at 1 o'clock Central, and that is called Behind the Screens with Sad Gamer Dad. Next show, I will be playing Killing Floor Incursion with my good friend from Altspace VR, and you also might know him as Vivian's sidekick co-host.
I like it. We're watching a commercial for the thing we're in right now.
Yeah.
It's very mind show.
What?
There are too many layers. I'm in VR watching a commercial for the VR talk show.
No,
on the news.
actually,
Luke, it's
that's Sad
Saturday.
Gamer Dad, okay? And he talked about me, so I had to just play the clip where he talked about me because I thought,
No, it's cool.
I'm kidding. But actually, if you watch the
Getting the
video,
attention.
yeah, if you watch Sad Gamer Dad, he does review it, and it's pretty hilarious. So you do have to watch this full video. He
Awesome.
was just showing off that he is playing with some guy named Just John, whatever. So you can watch his show. It's a good plug anyway. You know, it's win-win. So yeah, that's Sad Gamer Dad.
Plug.
You can say hi to
Thanks,
him. And that last clip before was actually Shannon, who does the book club, and she was just making fun of me because I was like telling everyone, could you make a mind show, please? Like, there's a show coming up. I was like, sure. No one does it. I'm like, hey guys, remember when I asked you to share it on Twitter? And so Megan, she even shared it on Facebook. She shared it on Twitter. And then like a day later, I was like, okay, guys, do your Mind Show thing. Megan's like, what's Mind Show? I'm like, Megan, oh my God, I fucking told you to share it. I don't understand this. I told you to share it on Twitter. You shared it. Why did you ask me what Mind Show is? I don't get it.
She's hanging her head in shame.
Yeah, sorry. It's okay. Anyway, I'm not mad. No, anyway, they ended up all getting onto Mind Show. She was just poking fun at me, so that's why
Thanks,
I put
guys.
that in
Appreciate
there.
it. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's
but,
great.
Well, what do you guys think? Though I thought, Craig was really funny. There's some people on there that I actually sincerely don't know.
Craig-
They submitted it, so.
Craig likes to play the same character, I've noticed. In all of his shorts, there's a reoccurring theme. Craig also reached out to me because he's actually been getting in, like, we do these kind of super cuts, and some of Craig's clips have been going on that and getting on the actual Mind Show channel. And he messaged me. He's like, "Are you rigging like the clips?" I'm like, "No, I don't control that." It's like, how am I in every one? I'm like, "No, I swear."
Quality.
And I like it. He's
Good,
like,
Craig.
oh, the vase is falling. Oh, well, yeah, so we have those clips, but we have some prizes to give out on behalf of Not Altspace. So if you guys go and download Mindshow and post it and tag us, tag Mindshow, tag me, tag Donald Trump, tag everybody, we will look at all of them and we will select a winner for some prizes. All right. Yes.
For a Mind Show T-shirt, I believe.
Mind
So,
Show
cool.
T-shirt. And unlike Altspace,
some
they will
swag.
send it to you eventually. Maybe.
Did you not get an Altspace? See, we sent so many T-shirts. Don't tell me you didn't get one.
I may have gotten two, but some other people did not.
Okay.
I'm speaking on behalf of them.
Why do you care?
You know what? I was gonna have you come on, but you know what? Forget it. Forget it. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, there he goes. All right.
I don't need
Well,
your
anyway,
permission. I don't need it.
You're right. You don't need my permission. You're the boss. All right. Well, this is a good time to bring Just John on anyway. Here he goes. Do your thing. Just
I
John.
refuse.
Okay, no, come back up. All right. What Just John is gonna do? Come up here.
Rise
from.
Woo, John!
Right. Can I get my little thing here going?
Yeah!
Just John is going. Oh, here we go.
Whoa.
That's nice to see.
It's a
Fun?
shiny button.
Yeah, it's cute, right?
This shuts down the Altspace servers.
Yep.
I've been pressing them all week, guys. Just all week. All right. Enough ribbing on Altspace. Okay, they're not even listening anyway. So, sorry, Schmidtek, I know you're there.
She's listening and
wonderful.
judging.
They're wonderful. Of course, he's judging. He's so judgy. Well, Just John is actually here. We're gonna play a game. So, again, that's with you guys. And you guys, Just John's going to take the lead. If it's not funny, it's Just John. So it's all of you guys. And this is a great preview because we are going to have some improv games coming up, some theater games coming up. So warm up those nerves, right? And because we're going to have it ready for poetry night on Mondays and ready for our theater group, right, guys? Show me some improv, warm-ups. Like, what should we be doing right now?
Oh man, don't look at me. John, you're leading it.
Oh no, you can do it. Just
great.
Do
No
what
one
feels
wants
right.
to
Just
do
do
it.
what feels right.
Wonderful.
Come
I
on.
asked you to be
Give me some of
prepared.
these. Give me some of these.
Some circles.
Gotta do some squats.
Okay, squats.
Some calisthenics.
I just hit
There's
my
that
wall.
one. There's that one where you picture a little ball rolling down the front of your face over your nose, and then you kind of like
usually it's
it goes
two,
down your
but
body, and you like catch it on your toe.
Need full body tracking.
I did not do that right.
I think the part you missed is the acupuncture.
That's the sharp, pointy
right.
object.
Can we move this desk a little bit here? Just, I don't know if it moves. It's just kind of like teamwork. Does it move?
There's a little button somewhere. Yeah, I get it.
Oh. All right, you know what? It doesn't. All right, it doesn't move.
Did you guys nail this thing down?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You guys have changed so much since I've
All
last
right,
been
we're
here.
just gonna do it up
Nails?
here.
Oh, no, we both.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Just John, you take it away. Take away the game.
All right.
I moved.
Hello, ladies and gents. Well, as you saw, let me put my megaphone on. There we go. Now you all get to hear my voice in your ears directly inside. All right, hello. Well, since we were on the topic of acting in VR, I decided to bring a little game, a little bit of kind of an improv game. Real quick though, who here remembers those old Choose Your Own Adventure stories from way
Journey
back
to
when
the
they
year
don't really see anymore?
3000.
Yeah.
Hell, I wrote one of those. Hell.
Really?
Well, what I've
That's
decided
awesome,
to kind of do, well, what I've kind of decided to do tonight is I'm going to bring up a few. I'm going to bring up a few people, and I'm going to just sit here and narrate a story to you all. Now, at certain intervals, I'm going to have the actors here kind of wing it, give you different options, and I'm going to have you as the audience choose which way to go with it. And I'll just kind of randomize the story based off that. How's that sound?
Oh God.
Good.
Yeah, it sounds complicated, doesn't it? You have no idea. I'm like a chihuahua right now. I'm all bark, but I'm shaking. All right, so we do have a few people already pre-chosen. Shauna, Vince, the other person.
The other person.
Come back here, Mika. And as just a random bit, either of you three feel like joining us. Just one, obviously. I mean, too many people gets a little bit chaotic.
Are you sure? All right.
Oh, fight.
Okay, I lose. All
Rock,
right.
paper, scissors.
I'm not.
Fight.
Oh, wait,
rock.
it's 1, 2, 3, and go?
It's just, there's going to be lag. Just roll with it.
Nothing beats rock.
You got me, 'cause that was...
All right. Take a stance up here with everyone else. Let's get in the line here. Let's try to focus it a little bit more in front of the table so the camera can see everybody. Instead of in a bunch over there on the
Get
side.
out of the way.
Real quick, John, should we
This
turn
would be
off our
amazing.
megaphones so we are the same volume?
Yeah, probably for now.
No.
Okay. Yeah, turn off that
I don't know.
megaphone so we're equals.
Do
Feel free to mingle up there with Vivian, of course.
Let's not watch this.
All right, you organized? Good?
Hey, Vivian.
All right. All right, so what we're going to do, like I said, I'm going to narrate, and how I want everyone in the crowd to vote for each individual, we'll have a certain emoji aligned to. So for Shauna here, let's show a heart if you want to vote for Shauna. Vince, Give him a sad face.
Oh.
Let's show some tongue for Mika.
Okay.
And for Luke here of Mindshow, let's give him an applause. Just in general, let's just show him an applause right now. Oh man, sorry. I'm dehydrated. I've made poor choices today that I am now regretting.
Had to react its own way.
It's overrated until I die. All right. So, and once you all end up voting, we're going to continue the story. But before we continue the story, we should probably just go ahead and begin it. What do you think? All right. If it's boring, just tell me, and we'll just cut it short and just put all the spotlight back on Vivian, because that's how she likes it. All right.
Dirty bugger.
Yes.
If they're
Go ahead and
talking, you
put
should
on
have
your
your megaphone
megaphones,
on.
just-
Yeah. There's other rooms.
Make sure you're on air and your megaphones are on.
you, Luke.
I'm invading all.
I'm gonna need it.
Defeat them all in single combat.
Trial by combat. Trial by improv.
All right, so. Oh, I will like to specify that technically the story is only going to be one protagonist. Each of these actors is going to be representing a different stream of conscious. And that's what you're voting on. Their decisions that their one character progresses through.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just hit your sad face a bunch of times. Don't worry about it.
Or you can give me
sad
tongue.
face. Sad face. Sad face for
Hearts though, like come on.
All right.
Mine are gonna be terrible, so don't vote for me.
So you're in a
Vote for him.
field to begin. The fragrance of wildflowers drifts around you, weighed down by the moisture in the air. The sky is cloudy but calm, and the forest surrounding you has become oddly devoid of sound. You don't really know how you've come here or why, but you can feel your nerves are tingling a little bit, like they're expecting something to happen. Before you collect yourself, though, you spot a thick, almost solid fog begin to creep into your surroundings. And as it closes in, you begin to make out what appears to be a long, grotesque face billowing towards you as it progresses. All right, Luke, what would your characters respond? What would you, as a character, respond? Feel free to add in any kind of dialogue, items, or however you would want to be. Any way to progress the story.
Well, I mean, I don't know what this face wants. I mean, face could be a nice person, I guess. So I would approach the face and I'd be like, "Hey there, face. What's going on? Pleasant day out here in this meadow. What's happening?"
All right. So you approach it and try to talk nice with it. Mika.
I would grab my flashlight. I'd hold it up and try to see what it is, and I'd see it and see it's big, grotesque, and bellowy, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, get away!" Oh, I throw the flashlight away, and I'm stuck in the dark.
All right, Vince.
I think I'd look for a while and kind of get some distance. And I'd be like, you know what, Ted? I told you I get paid on Friday, so, just back off. Give me a little space. I'll reach out when I'm ready, okay?
Shauna.
Just run. Say, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
All right, audience. It's your time to vote. Come on. Let's see your emojis of your actor of choice here. All right, looks like we're pretty unanimous here with Shauna. All right, so the protagonist wheels about. They're saying, "Nope, fuck this, nope. But as you turn around, you notice that the fog is coming from all directions. You now look in front of you. There's more faces appearing in the fog behind you. And as it closes in, closer and closer and closer, you start hearing this low wail start to go out and slowly raise in pitch, and then darkness. You awaken in you awakened in the entryway of the mansion that you had originally provoked. You remember now that you had come here as a private investigator to inspect a missing child that was implored upon you. Now, you became incredibly exhausted and fell asleep almost immediately, somehow. I don't know how. Like I said, this is a very generic scenario. We're just kind of winging it here.
This is a normal thing that happens to you, John?
What's that?
This is a normal thing that happens to you, just an everyday scenario.
I'm sure it's on
You know me? Yeah, it does.
Magic mushrooms or something.
It is nighttime inside this old dusty mansion. You see the moonlight coming in from the high windows above you. But you look behind you at the main door, and it's been barred shut, boarded up with nails. You look around you, and there are no lights around. But you start hearing what sounds like footsteps coming from around you. It initially starts like a low thumping, but has a distinctive heel-to-toe rhythm to it. But the odd thing about it is, it's coming from all directions. Every single step appears to happen in a different area in the house. You look above you, there's a stairwell before you. There's doorways to the right, then a hallway to the left. These footsteps sound like they're getting closer. Mika.
Well, I would wake up and be like, "Oh my God, that was a crazy dream." Oh, what? What is that? No, why it's so dark? What in the? Who barred the door? Why is that dump around me? What the hell is that? Dump. I'm just going to go down here. Just going to go down here and take that right. I'm just going to walk into it away from where I am. Good right.
Okay. Shauna.
What? Okay. Well, did I freaking like mix? Did I switch my cocaine and my sugar and my coffee? Like what the? I don't know what's going on, bro. That's okay. I'll just drink more.
Okay, so you have a thermos.
That'll fix it.
Luke.
Oh man, I feel like I've committed to a character at this point. So I guess I hear the footsteps, and thinking to myself, it seems like a fair bet that that's just a person that lives here. I should go say hi. I don't know why I'm necessarily in their house. I mean, I'm investigating, but I better go apologize. So I'm gonna go find that person, and I'm gonna apologize. So I walk towards the footsteps.
Okay. Run in a circle. Got it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Good guy, Luke. So, I'll wake up and look around. It's like, holy shit, I'm in Ted's house. How did I get here? Oh, God. Oh, God, I can hear his footsteps. He's coming for me. Jesus, Ted, I told you I was getting paid on Friday. This is a little overboard to drug me and bring me back to your house. Okay, Jesus, I got to get out of here. Okay, I got a door on the left, a hallway on the right. If I've watched enough scary movies, I'm going to take the door on the left.
Okay. All right, audience. Who do you think?
That's too hard.
Reminder of who's who. Also, that'd be
Ooh.
Ooh,
Looks like we're leading toward Vince. Looks like Vince.
Right.
All right. So you look through the doors on to your side. You approach one and begin to open it. Once again, you see this thick fog slowly begin to bellow out of this doorway as you open it. It bursts open, knocking you to the floor. Before you see a long, outstretched hand made out of this fog, reaching for you, say, "Huh? You should have got in there!" Grabs the door and just slams it back shut, locking it behind it.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is Vivian still here? That was
Vivian left.
I don't hear screams. That's kind of scary.
I'm not listening. I'm listening to music.
That's a little scary.
No, I
You get up, you quickly brush yourself off, and move forward, step back. You now have two options left. You got the hallway and the stairwell, which branches off into two directions. So let's see some options. Shauna.
Best bet to just go up the stairs. Like, best place to run to. Because then you can hide. And I'm just gonna hide. Because that's the easiest way to get out. Clearly, when you're running from something, you take the stairs.
All right, Luke.
Oh man. So we got stairwell and a hallway?
Yep.
Well, I imagine I would probably take the hallway because it seems like in the layers of like what's the scariest place in a horror movie, it's like what's upstairs is probably not great. What's I mean, I'm not going through that nailed door in the lobby regardless. So I guess I would take the hallway because that seems like the second worst direction of two.
You're such a nice guy, Luke.
Vince.
I paid for WinRAR, okay?
Oh my gosh. God bless you.
Alright. I'm not the only one. Kudos. Kudos.
Okay, so
I support devs. I love devs.
now that I know where I'm at, I'm in Ted's house.
Developers. Oh, sorry.
I've known Ted here for a while. He's a portly, grotesque guy, as we mentioned earlier. So I'm thinking I should probably run up the stairs because there's no way in hell he's going to be able to follow me at any type of quick pace. So I'm headed up the stairs. If I got to jump off the roof or something, this has got to be the best way out. And now I also know Ted is now hiring actors to jump out of doorways and scare me and slam the door. It's just getting a little ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about $5 here, Ted. It's a little bit much. So.
And Mika.
Okay, since we so clearly established that this is Ted's house, I'm going to go back to the door and tap it a little bit and say, Ted, was that you? No response. Okay, Ted, fine. Whenever you're done being shy, I'm going to go upstairs and take a shower.
3 upstairs, 1 hallway. Good to know. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait, was that everyone?
Yep.
Yes, it was. Okay. We only got 2 voters. Come on.
Ooh.
Looks like Mika. All right.
Yes.
So suddenly the protagonist decides to just start running upstairs, flip the hands up, and go, I'm taking a shower. Screw this. You start walking up the stairs. You're ready. You're ready to find that bathroom. You're ready to just strip your clothes off, get ready for the night. You walk upstairs. You take a right. The footsteps begin to appear behind you again. You look back, but nothing's there. So you turn back and you keep moving on. As you step, you start hearing wood creak. Wood splinter. And suddenly the floor gives out beneath you. You fall down into the crevice, the dark hole that formed underneath you, and land in a big pillow of dust. It's everywhere. Whole building. As you awaken again into the darkness, finally bringing back your bearings, you see one child vaguely illuminated, oddly in this darkness, sitting there, crying, its head folded into its hands. Vince.
Wait, what are my options? It doesn't sound like I have a lot.
That's up to you, isn't it?
You do you.
You're in a room.
Okay, so this
You know
is
that
complete.
much.
As your own.
Okay, so there's no way in hell Ted got up those stairs as fast as I did. So I'm starting to rethink this whole Ted thing completely. I mean, I'm in good shape, so falling through, the floor, I'm really I think I'm gonna have to call the city about this house, get it inspected at this point. But we'll worry about that after the story. So, okay, so I'm in this room, I've fallen through, there's a child there. Ted doesn't have any children. Surprise, right? I kind of want to know what's wrong with the child, so I kind of approach the child and ask him, what's going on here? Like, it seems like both of us are trapped here. So I think that's what I would do.
Okay. Mika.
I'd see the kid.
Oh Jesus!
Really? Really?
Oh Lord!
Oh! Oh my God!
Okay.
I've been
Okay.
hit. Stop pressing buttons.
It's alive.
Oh my God! Okay. Okay.
Is that part of the story?
That's not what I would say. Okay, so I would say all that when I got up. I'd be like, oh my God. Then I would see the kid, and I'd be like, oh my God. Ted, you have a Macaulay Culkin in your house. Because he did my assumption is that he did some kind of trap door on me and was messing with me from the beginning. So I would just yell and say, "Oh my God, Ted, you have a Macaulay Culkin in your house, and you knocked me down your basement floor. And Ted, come get your son, okay? Is it a girl? Oh my God, it doesn't matter. Okay." And then I would be a little bit scared in the corner.
Back into the corner. Okay. Shauna.
Drop kick it.
Just done. Just done.
It's possessed. It's possessed. It's possessed. It's not there. You just pick it up and go.
Where's the evidence?
When did this turn into Sloane's dumpster fire?
All right.
Picking babies.
One final one.
Well,
It's not even a baby
1 second.
anymore.
Okay.
Oh man. Well, even a nice guy that pays for WinRoar has to draw the line somewhere. So, seems like the best move would be to look for a way out. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I would do the video game thing and like throw a stick over there and see if she notices, and then just kind of book it out of there if it things go awry. I guess I would throw the stick near her. Just like enough to make a sound, stealth game style. Just see what happens.
All right, audience. I think they want to see the stick.
always want
Oh
the
wait,
stick, yep.
wait.
Ooh.
I think they want to
Oh.
drop kick a baby.
It's corn. I think it's a drop kick. I think it's a drop kick auction.
Oh my
Okay.
God! What's
So our
wrong with you
protagonist, done with all of this stuff, rushes
Savages.
the child,
Savages tonight.
tries to pick up this child to drop kick it. And as they try to pick it up, the child disappears. The fog-like hands reach up from the ground and grab you in response. The grotesque face slowly moving itself out of the ground and says, "That's enough fear from you. And now give me your best death scenes."
Oh,
Jesus.
what a word.
I only have 2 sensors.
Oh, I died.
Go ahead, Luke.
That's pretty good, Vince.
I inhaled some dust or something.
Good. That's good.
It's dust. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right, that's it. That's it for this little segment. That actually went a lot longer than I thought it would. Vivian's up. Thank you, everybody. Let's see some hands for everybody. Come on.
Yay! Thanks, Just John.
Oh.
Thanks so much, guys. All right. Well, come on up, Mindshow folks. I just want to say a final thank you to you. Yeah, come on up here. No, yeah, absolutely. Come on up. Thank you, Just John. Thanks for everyone for participating. I think if you guys want to pick it back up, we're gonna have an after party after this. If you guys can stick around for a little bit, if people want to ask you some questions about Mindshow. I'm sorry, I just can't. Nope.
We can't do it.
Oh, that's
We're
not
like
fair.
Your own show. I'm
day.
kidding. But thanks so much for coming. That was a lot of fun. It was cool with the improv. Is the Mindshow awesome,
Nice
guys?
work,
Did you guys
Luke.
like the clips?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
thank you
right.
so
Well,
much.
everyone is going to
Mindshow, yeah.
download Mindshow. Check out Sad Gamer's dad's video on it.
Yes, please.
And make your Mindshow. We should have prepared one. You guys are gonna make fun of just John or me.
Forgot to make one. I'll make one and send it to you at some
You
point.
know what? We'll revert back time.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's all right. Make
VR.
make your
We can do
best
that.
one and go ahead and tweet it
You
to
do
us
it.
or
You're
tag
better
us
at
on
it than I am.
Facebook. We'll take a look at it for your chance to win a T-shirt from Mindshow and maybe a little bit something from the Hive as well. So go ahead and share that with us, and then join us in the after party, and we'll chit chat a little bit. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks, Luke. Thanks, Jim, and
Thank
Dorman,
you.
of course.
Thank
All
you.
right, thanks, guys.
Coming back to my home.
Right. Hotel
Good to have
lobby.
you back, guys. Good to have you back, Dorman.